Okay, so basically, at first, before the athletes go on, you've got to measure up the bar to see if it's the correct height of both sides, just to make sure that's legal. And then after which, two officials will walk all the athletes onto the track at the same time and take them to the two different beds that were there. And from which you get to do about 5 to 6 different warm-up heights, varying heights depending on what you feel comfortable with. That being one of my warm-up heights there, knowing that I was too far away from the bar, so I've got time to adjust it for my actual competition jumps. That's just a different angle of one of my warm-up jumps with a belly jump. I just messed up really. I was too far away from the bar and it was just a really lazy jump. Second jump there, I was in a better position over the bar and I actually made an effort to get over it. After this, I got a 185, but this is Larry here having his second attempt at once 185 as well. Going out at that, actually, he didn't get that height, but that's my first attempt at 185, which I cleared straight away. Again, just a good placement where I was standing. I had a good start. Got over the bar quite cleanly. And this is where it started getting tricky. So first jump there, far too close to the bar, just hit it on the way up, knocked it off with my shoulders on the way up. So you could see me there indicating to my friends that I knew what was going on, so from there I could just move the runner back a little bit. And that's the most frustrating jump I've ever had. I only knocked it off with my left heel. So coming up about here, you can see my ankle looks like it's about a snap in half. That's usually where you've got about 8 times your body weight going into the ground. And there, high point over the bar, you're looking around 2 meters there. And I wouldn't have actually got 2 meters because of my back position at first. And that's position right there where I knocked it off with my ankle, which was my third and final jump, which put me out of the competition and stopped me from getting into the finals. I'm Damian Shorten. I'm a high jumper for Gateshead Harriers. 19 years old, second year of University of Sunderland, doing sport and exercise development. Been high jumping for about going on 3 years now. Started when I was 17, just out of the blue. PE teacher asked me if I could fill in for someone who wasn't in. Gave it a go. I ended up beating the college record twice in the same competition. The following year I was in sixth form, did the same competition as a sixth form student, beat the college record again and thought it's about time I took something a little bit seriously with high jumping, so dropped sprinting and here I am now. Sort of personal best. So when I was under 20, I was 17 years old. My PB was 1 meter 65, which is below the high sort of standard. But within the first 3 months of training, I went up to 185, which is high enough to become county champion and start getting into regional and national competitions, which over the past 2 years have boosted my PB up to what it currently is at 195. That's allowed me to then start competing for things such as BUCS at a reasonable standard. And if I jump on a good day, we'll get around the high top 10% in the country for my age group. It's my best achievement. Best achievement at the minute, I would say, is getting into the finals of the BUCS, outdoor BUCS last year. The second best achievement I would probably say is being selected for the British League team in my first year of competing for Gateshead Harriers when I was 17 years old. That was pretty good, and becoming county champion within the first 2 months of competing. 2 years' time. Ideally, the same thing I think any athlete would say, they want to be in the Olympics. Whether that happens is just dependent on if I find a coach in time, get the right condition and find the right coach who's going to work well with me, and if my body's actually going to be able to let me get to that sort of standard. So if it wasn't Olympics, I would say hopefully Commonwealth sort of standard, GB, junior sort of standard. My best 195. At the competition at BUCS yesterday, I jumped 185. The 190 was a very, very frustrating height. Hit it with my ankle at my last attempt, which put me out of the competition, but can't exactly go back. I'll just have to deal with it and progress on for the British League in the next coming weeks. From yesterday, ideally I would have liked to get 190 because that would have got me in the qualifications. If I did get into the finals, I would have been happy with something over 190 to kind of get me in the top 5, maybe top 6 overall to do better than last year. Last year in the outdoors I finished 7th, so hopefully in my last year, which will be next year in the outdoors, I'm wanting to get hopefully in the top 5 in the finals. Like I said before, just actually getting a coach. At the minute, I did have a coach called John Stacey, really good coach. Well, very well renowned, very well recognised around the country. He's a good high jump coach, but recently fell ill, and as a result has been out for about 14, 15 weeks now. So I'm just trying to source a coach from Loughborough at the minute to send advice via email or via videos to give me feedback on my jumps and what training techniques I could use to progress my jumping. It's down in London actually. It's the British League Division 1 sort of series of competitions. We kind of go between Division 1 and Division 2 every year, but it's a really good standard competition, similar to that of BUCS. It's usually where I get PBs as well, because obviously the better jumpers are pushing you to do better, so it brings out the best in me. The best thing I would say is just enjoy it. Don't get frustrated when you start out. Everyone who starts out high jump, they'll knock off the bar, they'll not have the correct technique, and they'll get very, very frustrated. They'll not come again, or they might leave it for a few weeks due to frustration. You need to just persevere. You're going to knock off the bar. You're not going to do very well in your first few jumps unless you've got natural ability. You just need to stick at it, enjoy what you're doing, and give it, I would say, about 2-3 months. Something will click. You'll start enjoying it. You'll start getting the heights. You'll start progressing, and you'll get to enjoy high jump for what it really is. Pretty much the best advice I could give, really. Just enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy it, you shouldn't be doing it. No bother. Cheers.